In this video, I'm going to be going through some advanced Pyraminx L4E walkthrough solves. And for reference, I average about 3.4 seconds, so I may go over some obvious things pretty fast, but I hope you learned something. So for the first scramble, we've got a pretty good yellow here. So we've got two centers that are already up, and this one needs to come in. And we've got these two edges up here. So holding it like this, you can put the green one into its slot here and move that down, solving that edge and the centers, and that'll push this blue one to the back here, which can be inserted from this angle as well. So basically that means that the L4E edge will be in front of me here, so that's what I want. And I'd also look ahead to it, which is just this edge coming up to here. So that means once I've finished all of that, I will need to do a U prime to insert this edge, which will be here, into its solved spot. And then I'll worry about the tip at the end. So, doing all of that, putting in the green, doing this edge in the back. I'd already planned out doing my U prime. Put this in, and as I'm doing all that, I'll see the L3E case and just cancel into the tip like that. Alright, so this scramble's pretty bad. As you can see, all the centers are down on all the faces. But if you take a look at green, you've got two centers here down and this one down, and then all the edges are just hanging around here. So I noticed that this one can be inserted here with a one mover like that. So what I would, and also what I notice is that if I do this move and then insert it there, it'll make a block. So I'm going to kind of put those two together. It's not super finger trick friendly, but you can do them together. So first put this red one in here, like that, and then move it out of the way for this center to go in at the back, and then that leaves a two move V. As you can see, this blue one will move into its spot like that. So you got your green V here. I'd come up, simple L3E case, you just do sledge, and that leads to an insert tip. So that's the second solve. Alright, this one's pretty lucky. We've got no tips to worry about. So at first I see blue because it's got two solved edges, but since this center is misaligned and these two edges are already in place, that's going to make it pretty awkward. So I might actually look for red. Red has an OK V. So I noticed this edge is solved here already in place, and we're going to need to get this center in somehow, and also this one. So there's also an edge right here, and I noticed we can move this out of the way for this center to go in and pair up this edge by doing this, right? And as you can see, it's a simple solve for the V. So put this in, put this in, put this in. And then you can move up, insert this edge, and as you're doing that, look ahead to the case, which is just a four mover like that. Okay, this one for yellow is a bit tricky to see, but it works. Like, you can do it. It's not the most finger trick friendly thing to do, but it works. So what you can do is, so you see these two centers down, they need to go up, and then you've got this blue edge here and this green edge here. You could put this straight in there, which would leave for that one solved in there, but this one wouldn't be solved, and you wouldn't have your V. So what you can do is first move this blue one down into here, and then do this turn again for the green one to come into to join up to the center. So then you've got the whole block, and then you can just solve the V, come to here, insert this edge, and then you're left with a sledge tip. Alright, just like the first solve, this one is really nice and simple, and the solve will be fast simply because it's high TPS and there's no rotations. So as you can see here, this edge is in for yellow, and it's just a one move insert for the centers. And the other edges we've got are the blue one flipped in here and this red one at the back. So this red one at the back is already set up for a 3-move back insert like that. So that's all I'm going to do basically. I'm going to solve this green one. Also, I'll note that this is flipped, which generally leads to nice cases, generally. So that's what I'm going to do. Put this in, insert that at the back, and then I've just got a 2 flip, which is really easy. Tip like that. Oops, I overshot there, but I would normally just do it like that. Except not twice, just once. Right, this solves pretty nice. We've only got 1 tip here. And again, I'm gonna default to yellow, which is not the best thing, but again, it does have an okay V. So as you can see, all the centers are down like this, but we've also got these 2 edges, which are just floating around on the bottom layer. So you can probably see pretty easily that you can just solve 2 of them with their corresponding center in 1 move like that. So that's really just what I'm going to take advantage of here. So I'll do that first move, solve the free center with no edges attached, and then do the rest in the right order. And then I would be looking ahead to this piece so I can move into L4E much smoother. So this piece needs to go here. So you just insert and then left with the 3 mover. 4 mover, I mean. Last 3 edges. Alright, so for red this time, you've got an edge solved and the 3 centers are down, but it's a pretty easy V, so that's good. So I see this yellow, red and yellow edge here that can be moved in like that. It doesn't solve any centers for now, but by doing that, you've got this one free that you can just pop up like that. So that really leads to a nice V. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to solve this yellow. This green one gets pushed over here. Put that center in. Also, that's just a good bonus. And then those 2. And here we've solved the layer. So just come up, U prime, ALG, and then AUF. Okay, so this is a pretty cool trick for block building your V. This often gets overlooked. It's not super obvious, but it's pretty good. So you've got all your centers down here, and I noticed this is here, so I definitely want to preserve that, right? But you've got this center over here and these 2 edges in the middle. So I've got this free center, and I say free, which means there's no edges attached, so I can just move this whenever I want. Now notice that attached to this is the red edge, and that could be inserted into here. So I can solve this free center and pair this edge up with its center at the same time by first doing a U move and then an R. So yeah, that solves both the center and the edge at the same time, which is really handy. And then as you can see from here, all you would need to do is solve this edge and center, and then fix this. So you've got a V. And then preferably you'd look ahead to this edge again. I'm not really doing it in these walkthrough solves, but I normally would be most of the time. So then I would either do a U or U prime to insert this edge. In this case, U prime. I wouldn't do the tip yet actually. Just go to U prime, insert, and then L3E. Something like that. Alright guys, that's about it for these walkthrough solves. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions about any of the solves or even any ideas on how to do them better, just leave them in the comments and I'll take a look. So, catch you guys in the next video.